We have experience. We have 40 years of care experience, and it's in that spirit we want to talk to you today about our experience in relation to 7aa. 7aa has been a positive experience for Barnardos Aotearoa.
Kia ora.
In essence, 7aa has given us a positive momentum and impetus to support young people, especially Māori, to connect with who they are and where they come from, as well as build their relationships with whānau when we work with those whānau. Barnardos Aotearoa is opposed to the repeal of 7aa for the reasons outlined in our submission, and most significantly for the following 3 reasons. Number 1, safety absolutely comes first, has to come first. And I do want to acknowledge the Minister for her attention to safety, Kāpai Minister. 7aa is about safety. It is about safety. Where a child comes from, their whakapapa, and their connections and kinship with whānau and family, whanaungatanga, are always part of our care and protection, decision-making and practice. These are entirely about a young person's safety and well-being. These things are not mutually exclusive. Number 2, removing 7aa does feel to us to be at odds with our treaty obligations, as well as the recent Royal Commission inquiry report that was only just released 2 weeks ago. Number 3, and most of what we want to talk to you about today, is that we know it works. 7aa has worked for Barnardos and the work that we have done, and we have seen evidence of that.
Unequivocally asked that children and tamariki need to be connected with their whānau, and actually where they are not, that is where the risk has occurred. That is where the harm and the abuse has occurred. We need to pay attention to that. It talks, obviously, the Royal Commission talked to Te Tiriti and Tino Rangatiratanga o Rātou Kāinga. Those are important, so essential concepts for us to support that sense of safety, well-being, identity, whakapapa, whanaungatanga. And that's what we see in our practice with the 26,000 children that we're working with every year, many of whom are Māori. It has also given us access, permission, support to work in our communities with hapu, with iwi, with Māori providers. We're not saying that we need to do that ourselves at all, but it's created that environment of connection and partnership in community. And that's been really important to our practice. I'd also just thought a little bit around UNCROC as well, that demands that from a child rights point of view, to give voice, to give connection, and to maintain relationship, even if care with whānau is not possible. Those things stand regardless. So Barnardos has absolutely taken the opportunity to build on the strength of our practice through Section 7aa. It made that transparent. It made it absolutely unequivocal through legislation that that's our responsibility to attend to. It happens in our work, as I said, with hapu, iwi and Māori, and it happens also to strengthen our advocacy for the whānau that we're working with, because we've got something to point to now. So actually, Oranga Tamariki, other parts of the system, you have responsibilities here. So how are we seeing that play out, and how can we support whānau to articulate their voice within it as well? I do want to, if you indulge me just very quickly in the time, it's just one of our workers, I've been listening to some of your questions, and she wrote from her experience to the Māori Kaimahi, and one of our leaders, talk about what difference it makes. And so what she spoke of is you see pride, a sense of self beyond their lived experience, increased confidence through knowing they're part of something bigger, a curiosity to learn and connect more, a challenge to how they may have perceived adults in the world around them due to their experiences, an opportunity to create attachment to whenua, to whānau, wider than those that may have caused harm. And that creates a protective factor, minimising isolation and positively impacting on all aspects of hauora. I have seen tamariki excitedly and proudly share the pūrākau of their iwi, pulling out the stories that resonate and connect for them. I've seen them talk to it, helping make sense of what people say they should know, their pepeha. I've seen tamariki realise the strength in their whānau rather than their faults, stops that turning into their own self-hate. I've seen interest increase, learning te reo, participating in kapahaka. I've seen them draw on this strength and want to give back. I know that this is linked to connecting, to making those connections and holding those connections. And I just thought the way that she wrote that was particularly beautiful and wanted to share that.
You don't get these moments often, and I'm going to speak completely off script. Okay? I've got this burning question to ask all of us involved with this. Why? Why are we looking at this? Hey, the challenge for us, the collective us, including Aranga Tamariki providers like Barnardos and community and iwi, is a collective challenge. We must work together to achieve an Aotearoa New Zealand where care doesn't actually exist. That's not a reality today, so quality care is needed. Last Tuesday, I was made aware of a young 13-year-old boy who went to bed, who'd been in care for some time, went to bed that night, not knowing where tomorrow was going to be for him. That is not good enough. Our investment, our leadership belongs at practice, not looking at 7AA.
Kia ora.
Kia ora.
Thank you.